the great deplatforming begins. And we're back. Mike Cernovich, Cernovich.com. Got my gas station sunglasses here. But the Google Ads has banned the Federalist. This is a pretty interesting story because it's just out in the open now. How you doing, Mr. Will Chamberlain? Congratulations on your new job at the Internet Reform Project. This is a good one because the NBC reporter who got Google banned didn't even pretend like she was just reporting. So here's what usually happens. What usually happens is a reporter will get you banned, and when you're like, dude, why are you trying to get people banned? They go, no, we're not trying to get anyone banned. We're just reporting, and we're just telling these tech companies, hey, there's all these things that Mike Cernovich has said. Does he violate your terms of service? This chick, I shouldn't call her a chick. A very objective reporter on her Twitter said, thank you to these two far left-wing organizations, including one that's in the UK. So she said, thank you very much for collaborating with the deplatforming of the Federalists. So they're just, the NBC now, they're just out in the open now. They're not even trying to pretend because they have all the power. They don't, right? When you have the power, you stop pretending now. So they're like, yeah, we just got the Federalists banned. And then when you try to find out what got the Federalists banned, the Federalists had reported that there was rioting and looting happening at these protests. So there you go. What can be done? Not shit. Nothing. It's too late. I'm reminded of a lesson you learn in like jiu-jitsu. People are like, hey, so how do you escape this like rear naked choke thing? And they're like, well, you escape it 3 moves from here. You don't escape it when you're about to be strangled and the position's fully locked in. Right? That's not when you escape it. You escape it three times before. But Trump, of course, is monitoring the situation. You MAGA bots can tell you how great Trump is, and he's so strong, and Daddy Trump is just the toughest guy in the world, and can't believe that Mike doesn't support Daddy Trump, and Mike Cernovich is just a traitor for not supporting Daddy Trump, blah, 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 blah. Cry more into your pillows. There ain't shit you can do. It's over. It's over. The GOP had the Senate for 2 years. They had the House for 2 years. They had a Republican president. Everyone told them, hey, the biggest issue is tech censorship. They're going to ramp it up in 2020. Just watch. They're going to ramp it up. And we got completely ignored for prison reform, because that'll win votes. That's how you win an election is Van Jones and Sean King will like you for a day because you do something for them. And then tomorrow they'll start calling you a Nazi. And Van Jones said all white people have a virus, a racial virus. But, they like you for a day, so heck yeah, good job. So say goodbye to Trump in November. Now, when I say this stuff, people go, oh, you're being negative. I'm not a negative person. Talk to anybody who knows me. Kevin's here. Kevin Posobic's here. He knows me personally. Will knows me personally. Am I a negative person? Do we ever hang out and I'm just like the bummer, the mood killer, the guy, blah, blah. I'm the opposite. I'm like Mr. Optimism. But I'm also, like, not a liar. If someone came to me and was like, hey, dude, I think I need to, like, go to the gym, I'll be like, yeah, you should go to the gym, Like, your arms are kind of small, or whatever. Oh, you need to lose some weight. Like, it's not being negative. So it's not negative. It's not negative. It's just saying that it's over. It's over. Republicans could have done antitrust actions. They could have amended CDA Section 230. There's a lot of things that they could have done. And they just didn't do it because they were, worried about other issues. And now the Federalist is getting destroyed. And let me say a quick word about the Federalist. Right? Let me say a quick word about the Federalist. They do fantastic reporting. They debunk the FISA-gate hoax. They debunked so many great stories. And I have no loyalty to them. They didn't review Hoaxed. I think the only time I've ever been name-checked in an article was like a snide kind of, can you believe that Don Jr. retweeted Cernovich? One of those things, right? So the only time the Federalist talks about me is that makes some snide little comment about me. And they're certainly not reviewing Hoaxed, which Human Events did review, thank you. And they didn't report, the Federalists didn't report on Amazon banning Hoaxed. But me, I look at the global picture. You have no conservative journalism now. People go, oh, you don't like media bias, do your own journalism. Oh, you do your own journalism. Oh, now you need to build your own ad monopoly. You need to build your own Search monopoly. Sure thing. So a lot of people are going to be mad at Google, and you know what my answer to that is? No. If you want to be mad or frustrated or you want change, ask Matt Schlapp of CPAC why he takes hush money from Google. Ask the Heritage Foundation why they take hush money from Google. Stop supporting the Heritage Foundation. Stop supporting Matt Schlapp. Demand that Matt Schlapp be ousted from CPAC and that CPAC install someone who actually believes in the movement and isn't just a hired gun for big tech. So this all, oh, we're mad at Google. Be mad at Google. That's like being mad at mom and dad when you're a toddler, right? Being mad at Google is like being mad at mom and dad when you're a toddler. Guess what? You can't do shit, right? Go cry more. Go cry yourself to sleep. But you know what you can do? You can just tell all your friends, Heritage Foundation is owned by Google now. Don't give them a thing. If somebody works at the Heritage Foundation, that should be a shameful thing now. That should be a scarlet letter. That should be no different than they're trying to help Google censor conservatives. So if somebody tells you, I work for the Heritage Foundation, just say, oh, so are you helping Google ban conservatives? Is that like your job, or do you have like some kind of other job? That's what you do. You have to reform your own side. That's the problem with conservatives is they want to just cry into the wind like a bunch of babies. When, like, why cry into the wind like a bunch of babies? Why not do some kind of reform? Ted Cruz is on Twitter. He's a senator. Get the fuck off Twitter, bro. I can be on Twitter. Let me be the tough guy on Twitter. If you're in the fucking Senate, be a senator. Fucking govern. Right? That's the problem with these people. And then dumb fuck conservatives fall for, oh, did you see this fucking fire-ass tweet from Matt Gaetz? Did you see Trey Gowdy's fire-ass take on Hannity? I don't give a fuck. He was in Congress. How many people did he subpoena? Right? Quit being fucking children. Quit being fucking children. Yeah, that's a fire tweet. They're in Congress. They don't get to have fire tweets. I can have fire tweets. Other people can have fire tweets. That's my job. Because I'm not a fucking senator. If I were in the Senate, you know how often I'd be on Twitter? The only time I'd be on Twitter is if I were like AOC and I were organizing marches and stand-ins and shit. Right? Did you give Shonda that thing?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. That would be the only time that I would be on Twitter, is to organize shit, not to talk shit. Oh, yeah, Trey Gowdy fired. I warned everybody about Trey Gowdy, because I'm a lawyer. Will Chamberlain's lawyer. Menace is here. He's a lawyer. Good to see you, Menace. You know, he's an OG. He's an OG way back. First time I had a DC meetup, 2013, he was there. So the idea is if you're a lawyer, you know what Trey Gowdy could have done and didn't do. Right? You know, that's why you can't con a lawyer. It's like, I know what a lawyer can do if they are chair of a committee. I know what they can do. So if they don't do that, I know that they're frauds and shills, and I don't want to see them on Hannity talking. I don't want to see Ted Cruz talking. Josh Hawley's a little late to the party, so we'll kind of see what happens with him. But I don't want to see people in... Yeah, Schiff steamroll fools. Schiff showed you what you do when you have power. Steamroll fools. Mike Lee, don't want to hear anything about Mike Lee. Right? I don't want to hear anything from Mike Lee. I don't want to hear anything from Ted Cruz. I don't want to hear anything from Trey Gowdy. Matt Gaetz tried, and he did put Gowdy on blast and told people what I told him. I got yelled at by you people in 2017 when I said, Trey Gowdy's a fraud. This is all a hoax. You don't know shit, Cernovich. He's fired. It's like, no, because he's a lawyer. Didn't do shit. And then Matt Gaetz says a couple weeks ago, he says, oh, yeah, we wanted to issue subpoena and leadership wouldn't let us. So Trey Gowdy and Paul Ryan wouldn't let them. Trey Gowdy could have, he didn't. So now you're like, well, welcome to 3 years too late. Welcome to 3 years too late. Right? It's too late now. So what do you do when you're fucked? I don't know. You lay low. You lay low and you regroup. That's all you do. When you get your ass kicked after a fight, you know what you do? You don't rush into another fight. You go, I got my ass kicked. This is terrible. You heal up, you lick your wounds, and you start planning years ahead, because this is all too late. I told everybody the game plan years ago. So now, Ted Cruz, he'll do his little thing. No, conservatives are being censored. It's so bad. I can't believe it happened. You're in the Senate, bro. And then conservatives are going to cry about Google. Oh, Google did this. No, the Heritage Foundation did this. CPAC leadership did this. Lindsey Graham did this. Trey Gowdy did this. Ted Cruz did this. Mike Lee did this. Get your own house in order, people. Get your own house in order. What's up, Jack? Good to see you, my friend. Get your own house in order rather than cry about Google, because you got no power at Google. You might as well just go into a room and just cry. That's how much power you have over Google. What's up, Wayne? Good to see my friend Wayne. So this has all been predictable. Heritage is bought by Google. The end. Don't let them spin it. Heritage bought by Google. The end. If you work at the Heritage Foundation, your job is to censor conservatives. The end. Conservatives be like, well, that's a broad brush, blah, blah. Shut up. Shut up. Right? Shut up. I keep telling people I want fewer viewers, and I keep growing. That's the irony of this stuff. Because I speak to an energy in a way that other people aren't. I speak to a mood. I speak to an energy and a mood that people feel. People are tired of senators and Twitter fights, dunking little Twitter spats. People are tired of that. If you're in the Senate, be a senator. If you're a Senate, govern. Be more like Adam Schiff. Don't be like Mike Cernovich. Mike Cernovich is a Twitter whore, right? Because why? Because that's where I am. That's my station in life right now. That's the way I can effectuate change right now. That's where I can make moves right now. Now, if I were POTUS, different ball game. If I had been AG, different ball game. If I'm in the Senate, different ball game. A lot of different things. So all this LARPing on Twitter, you need to just not encourage it. So when Ted Cruz is tweeting about this, say, hey, you're in the Senate, GOP have the Senate and the House and the POTUS for 2 years. What did you do when you had power? That's your answer to everything. Hey, cool tweet, bro. What'd you do when you guys had power? Hey, cool tweet, bro. What did you do when you had power? That's your only answer to all this stuff. Let them know that because Matt Gaetz tried to actually get into it with me a couple months ago. That's why he put Trey Gowdy on blast. Because Matt Gaetz tried to put me on blast a little bit because he was defending Caitlin Collins. And then 9 out of 10 people who followed him were like, Cernovich is right, bro. Right? So imagine you go on Twitter and you're defending Caitlin Collins for her homophobic tweets that would get anyone else who's conservative canceled. And you think you're going to, like, put me on blast, and then your own followers are like, no, like, Cernovich is right. I'm the mood of the room right now. Mike Cernovich is the mood of the room right now. Everybody's tired of this bullshit. Everybody's tired of this little, playing footsie, and, if we're just nice, and, Van Jones will give us a nice segment today, and da-da-da-da-da. Trump, with his EO today, I support police reform. 2 months ago, I would have supported it. 2 months from now, I would have supported his EO. Today, timing was completely wrong. Right now, an enemy domestic terrorist group has taken over a city, taken over a police precinct. The mood of the country is more radical than me, and you're shitting all over police. We got to reform police. How about we reform rioters? How about we reform Antifa? How about we reform domestic terrorists? I'm all for police reform. 2 months ago or 2 months from now. Not today. Not today. Wasn't the time. But look, Van Jones, and now the GOP and Trump's team are like, yeah, Van Jones gave us a good hit. Sure, and he said a week ago all white people have a virus. Congrats. Congrats. You're going to get 24 hours of Sean King saying something nice about you, and then tomorrow they're going to call you Nazi, call you Hitler. Good job. Congratulations. You gained 0 votes, and you lost votes. Woohoo! Congrats. But Van Jones said something nice to you. We saw this with prison reform. Trump's prison reform was truly legacy shit. Trump's prison reform is truly legacy shit. How much coverage did they get of Alice Walker? How many of you know the name Alice Walker? Don't lie. Yes or no? Do you know the name Alice Walker? And do you know why you should know that name? Right? How much coverage did it get that Trump got her out of prison? Because of Kim Kardashian. Right? Almost no coverage. Trump doesn't get any credit for prison reform other than that little bit, and then the next day he's the Nazi and the Hitler and the Orange Man and everything else. So, like, why are you doing this? Why are you pandering to people who hate you and want you to lose? So that's where we are. That's where we are. Like I said, I don't view things negative. I just view things as realistic. Yes or no?
Your life?
Yeah.
I just have a question.
Yeah.
When you took out the recycling trash, did you put boxes in there or no?
Yeah, I put them all in. Okay. Stacked them all in. Yeah, so, Alice Johnson. I'm sorry, I said Alice Walker. She wrote The Color Purple. See, I even got the name wrong. I even got my name wrong, and it's my job to know this stuff. Yeah, I was thinking of Alice Walker, The Color Purple, because I saw Alice Walker in a David Icke documentary that I watched recently. So Alice Walker is friends. Anyway, that's a digression. Point is, it's my job to know names, and I got the name wrong. That's how little credit Trump got. Is I'm trying to prove that people don't even know who this is, and I'm thinking of the color purple because we didn't get that kind of name saturation that we should get, right? That we should get. So that's where we are. It's just a devastating loss. If you were if you're a football coach, you just lost. You just lost badly. And what you say is you got to practice more and prepare for the next one. But there's no way to spin it. Trump, though, he'll keep monitoring the situation. So Trump will keep monitoring. Here's what's going to happen. Trump will monitor the situation. Ted Cruz will do some fire tweets, bro. Fire tweets, man. Senator Ted Cruz. Fire tweets, bro. So we'll get fire tweets out of senators. We'll get Trump monitoring the situation. And you lost. Just admit it. But positive action. I'm about positive action. Quit crying about Google. Demand Matt Schlapp resign from CPAC. He has a lot of power. If you control CPAC, you set the conservative agenda for the year. So you have to get Matt Schlapp removed from CPAC because he takes Google's money. He's a Google spokesperson. And you have to just let the Heritage Foundation know you're done. So what's positivity? Clean your own house. You got no power over Google. Google doesn't care. Google thinks it's funny. Everybody's going to pass around your tweets and spike the football. Again, that NBC reporter who got him banned is just openly saying, I collaborate with far left-wing activist groups, including foreign groups, to get American conservative outlets banned. So you got no juice there. You got no power there. You can't do nothing there. But you got the power to let everybody in the conservative world know, every one of your friends and family know, hey, did you know the guy who runs CPAC is controlled by Google? Did you know that the Heritage Foundation is controlled by Google? That's the change that you can make. Stop supporting people within the conservative movement who hate you and are just grifting and they're just trying to get money and they're taking that Google money. That's the positive change. Got to change it from within, but get used to losing, get used to more deplatforming, get used to more ass kickings. The ass kickings began a while ago, and they're just going to get worse. And there's going to be even more ass kickings because the Federalist is not a radical site. It's not an offensive site. It's a very straight-laced conservative site. They got banned for truthfully reporting on riots happening. So just get used to the ass kickings, but look in your own team and say, why do we have these people here who are taking money from the people kicking our ass? Right? Because remember, that's where the whole cuck thing came from. The cuck thing was about you want your wife to sleep with other men, right? So if you're a conservative, the people who are supposed to have your back are taking money from people who hate you and laughing in your faces. Right? That's what you got to start asking. Thanks for watching. Mike Cernovich, Cernovich.com. Still here. Could be gone tomorrow. Any of us could be. Because if the Federalist isn't safe, no one is.